Hello, goeiemorgen. Ndi Macheroni, Rishil.
There you go. If you're wondering, who is this man? Well, he needs no introduction.
Uphi Moses?
Moses wamele ankile wakhe but yeza later.
Bendisatsho-ke sawusoloko siza izinto zokudlala zamabhungu kuze kutshintshe isystem sibe ngabantu abakhululekileyo.
South Africa has a lot of talented actors, people that can portray comedic, superheroes, and of course, bad evil villains. Vusi Kunene is among the best of the best when it comes to playing villainous characters. Vusi is a South African actor celebrated for his commanding presence, nuanced performances, and undeniable screen charisma. While he has become a household name for iconic roles in television soapies, particularly as Jack Mabaso in Generations, Vusi's talent extends far beyond the small screen. His depth as an actor, ability to embody complex characters, and international appeal make him more than deserving of a career as a movie star rather than being confined to soapies.
I didn't decide to become an actor. I just suddenly found myself acting and loving it.
Stay tuned as we look at Vusi's life and what makes him a fucking good actor. Now, without further ado, let's get started with this video. Vusi Kunene is a Soweto-born creative and actor. Growing up in the township, Vusi was inspired by those around him to play football, but he quickly realized that he was bad at football and he pursued his other interests. Although he was bad at football, it taught him discipline and being a team player, which later became building blocks for his career later on. After he quit football, his next passion was singing. According to him, he was inspired by the likes of Lionel Richie and Luther Vandross. Also, bear in mind that this was during the 80s. Luther Vandross and Lionel Richie were big deals back then. Perhaps Vusi also wanted to be a ladies' man. I mean, who knows? But that dream was soon cut short. Toward the late 80s, Vusi started developing love for the craft of acting, and slowly but surely it was pulling him away from the music.
What's interesting about your career is that as much as we know you as an actor, but you started off as a singer.
I think my calling, I felt at the time that my calling is singing, and I followed it up.
Yeah.
But as I was also doing drama, you know, it felt like it was more like a side thing, a thing on the side. But falling in love with it, and it was like pulling me. And then suddenly I was in there. It's not a decision I made that now I'm going to be an actor. I just found myself acting and loving it. There's still that cry out for, to use my voice to sing.
Yes.
I don't know if I can still do that, but, isifiso sekona.
Now, acting in the 80s was not perceived as a lucrative option. Most entertainers were known for drinking alcohol and substance abuse. His parents were immediately skeptical about his career option, but did not stop him from pursuing it. In the early 90s, Vusi enrolled at vet school for drama.
I didn't decide to become an actor. I just suddenly found myself acting and loving it. But then now, the choice to pursue it, that was a difficult one, and that's what made me end up going to study dramatic art.
During his time at Verts, he made a name for himself by starring in multiple stage productions, and soon enough, his efforts finally paid off. He was spotted by an agent called Muning Lee while doing stage plays. Muning's role in Vusi's career is extremely important, as she managed to work with him for decades without a fallout. She also helped him secure his biggest role, including Jack Mabaso. Through Moning's assistance, he was casted in 3 television films while still studying at Verts. He made his first TV appearance in a motion production called The Line, playing a character called Bongani Kumalo. Vusi learned so much from the experience of that production as he still appreciates the opportunity till this day.
But one that I will never forget is Bongani Khumalo.
Oh, yes.
On the line.
Oh, yes.
Because that was my debut on television.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and it was like a make or break for me.
Yeah.
So then, that's where I think my root is. You know, if I were to go back and talk about my television work, I would go back there. And also, in fact, you know, there's a lot in that character that helped me grow, because I was forced to watch myself. Because, you know, I don't know, when you first heard your voice,
Hey.
what happened to you?
Oh, I
yeah, you
cringed.
see.
Oh.
So hearing my voice for the first time was scary. It was worse seeing myself on screen. You know, how I walk, what I look like when I talk, you know. I mean, it's different from what you see in the mirror.
Yes.
You know, and I had to watch over and over just so I could deal with it, because it was really, really traumatizing me. So I had to push myself, watch it over and over and over again until I was able to see that, okay, I can do better there. I can do better there, you know. So every time I think of what I can do, those memories come back, because I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I can never say, I
Yeah.
I know everything. No, I don't know everything.
This role not only proved Vusi was a talented actor, but opened more doors for him. Soon enough, he was starring on another movie called Cry, the Beloved Country in 1995. The movie was set in South Africa in 1946, before the official implementation of the apartheid. Vusi played a local Johannesburg priest, but looking at his career today, it's even hard to imagine that Vusi once played such a character, but he played it well and he got good reviews. In the same year, he starred in another movie called Running Wild. In 1996, he starred in another production called Roads. The following year, in 1997, he starred in another movie called Kinney and Adams. This movie was shot in Zimbabwe, in a huge region populated by poor peasants, and the plot of the movie was really interesting according to me. It's a movie about two friends who dream of a better life far from the village. In order to live, they attempt to repair an old car with second-hand spare parts, but their family and friends make fun of them. Little by little, their impetus dies down, and so does their friendship. Finally, bitterness and jealousy put an end to their friendship between the two men, and they become fierce enemies. Movies such as this one enabled Vusi to expand his craft and challenge himself to play diverse characters. In the 2000s, Vusi went on an insane run. He appeared in so many movies and TV shows, excuse me if I don't mention all of them. Anyway, in 2001, he was casted as a lead actor in a movie called Final Solution. The movie was based on a true story with themes of forgiveness, morality, and tolerance. Vusi played the role of Edward, who was a community leader and led a gang of black activists fighting against apartheid. Now, at this point, Vusi had been acting professionally over a decade. Although he was successful, he was not an A-list actor, so he kept on working. From 2007 to 2013, he played Chief Libone in Jacob's Crossing. He appeared in two movies in 2010, The First Grader and State of Violence. Both movies were not that successful. They were overshadowed by the FIFA World Cup. Also, in 2009, Vusi secured a role as Jefferson Sibeko on Isidingo, which played on SABC 3. I was not a huge fan of Isidingo back then, so I don't really know this character that much. But from what I can tell, Sibeko was a businessman with a dark side to him. He abused his partner and did just about anything business people do. His character was not very far away from Jack Mabaso. Around 2011, he was casted as a lead actor in a movie called Elilwani. I hope I pronounced that right. Vusi played the role of King Toveli. What's interesting to me is that the movie was done in Venda and everybody spoke Venda of the movie, including Vusi. This shocked the industry as many people, including me, thought Vusi only speaks Nguni languages. This movie eventually became a success and won 2 awards at the Africa Movie Academy Awards. But despite all this success and major roles, Vusi was not satisfied with his career. He wanted to play a villain so bad. In fact, he called his agent Muning, and this is what he said.
You play a villain so well. So well. Was that intentional on your part? Or do these roles just come to you?
I actually asked for a role, a villain role. I remember speaking to my agent, Munin Lee. And I said to her, one day I would like to play a bad guy. No, we were just talking.
Yep.
And then one day, not even too late, not even like days
Yes.
from that conversation. And then she just told me, they want you in Generations.
Oh, wow.
You're going to play a guy called Jack Mabaso.
Oh, wow.
You wanted to play a villain, so here it is. And I started with 10 calls. And then I came back for a month. And then I came back for 3 months. And then I came back and I stayed.
And just like that, Vusi joined Generations in 2012 as Jack Mabaso. Jack is a ruthless mob gangster who crosses any line to get what he wants. Upon joining Generations, he became rivals with Sibusiso Dlomo, who was played by the late Menzungubane. His ability to command attention in every scene, delivering dialogue with precision, quickly earned him a fan base. His rivalry with Sibusiso Dlomo and the Morokas also helped him put him on the spotlight. This is back when Generation was the most popular thing on TV. Sadly, in 2014, Generation actors including Vusi went on a strike demanding renegotiation of their contracts and better payments. Mfundi Vundla, the creator of Generations, fired them all. I'm sure most of you know about this. It was very big deal in media back then. Then, a few years ago, he returned back to Generations. He went on to act on Isibaya as Bekifa for a few years. Then, in 2016, he played Chief Cheke Kama on a movie called United Kingdom. The movie is based on Siretsa's Kama's life and his succession to the throne in Botswana. While Siretsa went to the UK to study, his uncle Tseke Kama was left in charge as acting chief. Here is Vusi talking about the character of Chekedi.
Tsekedi, I would say he's the pillar. He was the pillar of the Botswana kingdom. This is the person who was sacrificed a lot to see the Botswana kingdom alive. This is a person who became the regent because Seretse was not old enough.
A few years later, ETV released a statement that they would be airing a new show called House of Zwide starring popular local actors including Vusi Kunene. The show was an immediate success and a lot of people really loved it. You see, around this time, ETV was cancelling shows like Rhythm City, but the introduction of new shows like House of Zwide really made them gain new audiences, the fashion audiences that have been neglected for a long time. Vusi played the role of Funani, a charismatic fashion icon who owns the largest black-owned fashion empire. Unlike most of his characters, Funani is actually a nice, decent guy and loves his family. Here is a clip of Vusi explaining how Funani is different from other characters that he played before.
Ufunani uyindoda eqotho. Yebo unali iconsi kodwa ke umeqhukuluziwe yebo kodwa ke into engiyithandayo ngayo ukuthi uzinzile unesizotha uyaphakama uyabila mama kufanele abile kodwa umuntu nje onesizotha.
During his busy schedule shooting House of Zwide, Vusi also shot another movie called Seconds with ETV where he played a boxer. I don't know if you've noticed this, but every time Vusi plays a movie character, he always chooses a different character than the one he chose before. While soapies like Generations and Isidingo have given Vusi mainstream recognition, they also have limited the kinds of roles that he can explore as an actor. Soapies often require exaggerated drama and repetitive storylines. I mean, watch Uzalo if you don't believe me. This is bad because it can restrict Vusi and other actors to showcase their depth of skill over time. The film industry, on the other hand, offers complex scripts, deeper character development, and higher artistic freedom, allowing an actor of his caliber to thrive. For every movie he does, he embodies a new character, studies them, and delivers something different from his repetitive soapy characters. Which is why I believe that Vusi Kunene should have been a movie star like Tom Cruise or Will Smith. The only problem is that South African entertainment industry is small and entertainers take whatever job is available. Hopefully, this will change in the near future. With that being said, which roles would you guys love to see Vusi Kunene playing in the near future? Let me know in the comment section.